Since I first began this show with the Super Bowl recap back in February, I've been itching to say these next three words. Football is back. I'm Cole Young, and a ton of major events happened this week, so I will get right to it. Like I said, as of Thursday, football has officially begun. The annual Hall of Fame game took place Thursday night between the Las Vegas Raiders and the Jacksonville Jaguars in Canton, Ohio, home to Pro Football's Hall of Fame. It is just preseason, so the outcome or any stats don't really matter, but it still marks the beginning of the best time of year. There will now be at least one football game from now until February, and I could not be happier. Since it is still preseason, a lot of major free agency news and contract news continue to come out. Just this week, two star wide receivers signed massive deals. San Francisco 49ers running back / wide receiver / occasional quarterback Deebo Samuel signed a deal to remain in San Francisco after previous failures to come to a long-term deal. Samuel signed a 3-year contract extension worth $73.5 million, keeping him with the team through at least 2025. A few months back, Samuel suspiciously removed any trace of the 49ers from all of his social media, then made a shocking move when he requested a trade. He reportedly didn't like his role in the offense, which involved him rushing, receiving, and passing. General manager John Lynch shut down the trade rumors, and Samuel reported to training camp without a done contract, which was a sign he wanted to remain with the team. Samuel was by far the 49ers' best offensive player last season, accruing 1,770 all-purpose yards and 14 total touchdowns. With stats like that, the team had to have done everything in their power to keep him on the roster, and it appears they did. The other major offensive talent that signed an enormous deal was Seattle Seahawks wide receiver DK Metcalf. As I'm sure everyone will remember, the Seattle Seahawks traded star quarterback Russell Wilson to the Denver Broncos just a few months back. This made it pretty apparent that Seattle was entering a rebuilding stage, and there was speculation whether or not Metcalf would be a part of the new-look Seahawks. But, similar to Samuel, Metcalf signed a 3-year extension worth $72 million, with $58 million of that fully guaranteed. Metcalf finished the season last year with 967 yards and 12 touchdowns, and he also led the team in targets and catches, so it appears he's a main focal point of their offense and will remain that way for years to come. These two star receivers are now added to the list of wide receivers that have signed massive deals in just the past year. With the NFL being a pass-dominant league now, receivers are a necessity for any offense, and that is finally being reflected in their contract numbers. There are currently 14 wide receivers in the NFL with contracts that earn them an average of $20 million or more, and 11 of them, Chris Godwin, DJ Moore, Cooper Kupp, Devontae Adams, Tyreek Hill, Mike Williams, A.J. Brown, Terry McLaurin, Deebo Samuel, DK Metcalf, and Stephon Diggs, were signed just during this offseason. These contracts are well-deserved, and it will be interesting to see just how high the ceiling is for receivers in the years to come. Speaking of massive contracts, the past few weeks I have been giving breakdowns of Juan Soto and his ordeal with the Washington Nationals. That dramatic saga has finally come to an end when Soto was traded to the San Diego Padres on Tuesday morning, the final day of the trade deadline. Soto, as well as first baseman Josh Bell, are leaving D.C. and heading to San Diego in return for 6 other players, including 2 pitchers, 2 infielders, and 2 outfielders. The world speculated that a team would have to give up a lot in return for one of the league's most talented young players, and that speculation came true. However, with the addition of Soto, the Padres have boosted their chances of making the playoffs and making a long run in the playoffs. The trio of Manny Machado, Fernando Tatis, and now Juan Soto is going to be one of the most electric teams to watch. I have to mention, too, Shohei Ohtani was not traded from the Angels, so fans, including myself, can finally be put at ease. The exciting times of sports are finally coming back around, which means I will have plenty more to report on coming up. Be sure to tune in every Friday to catch the latest news and updates on Sports Corner. In the coming weeks, I might give a full prediction on my thoughts for the NFL season, so be sure to check that out. Before closing the show out today, the sports world lost 2 icons this week. 11-time NBA champion and 5-time MVP Bill Russell passed away at 88 years old this past Sunday, and Vin Scully, the voice of the Dodgers for 66 years, passed away at the age of 94 on Tuesday evening. The world will sorely miss each of these 2 iconic men, and we wish their families and friends well during this time. I'm Cole Young. Thank you again for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Have a great weekend.